It's WG, bring you SMB, and it's time for Night of the Hunt 5. So, Night of the Hunt 5, we've once again done quite well for ourselves, but without further ado, let's talk about the buffs. Arguably useless, 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 useless. There is only two. Number one, this is always going to be applied to the only target you need to kill in the first phase, then against the other boss again you need to kill, and then against the random of the 6 at the end, but it doesn't matter. And here it really heavily favors marksmen and assassins. So this time really quick on the buffs, let's get to the tier list. Alright, yeah, here we go, tier list time. Assassins are OP, alright? So, Geraint, Nicole, Spectral Geraint, Clive, Harty, all of them top tier. Lamia is your AoE solution. You might want to introduce someone else too, so potentially something along the lines of like maybe a Cecia, maybe an Agaris or something. But Lamia really she does really hit all, so she's definitely a bit harder to replace. But yeah, the top line is just a bunch of assassins and then also Van Helsing. One of the things you'll be running into is you aren't going to be losing a lot of ults. So Van Helsing is one of those who can deal a lot of damage out of ult. And yeah, outside of that, Transcendent Noah is probably S tier or A tier. He can be really good. Triss kind of has to prove herself. Mass only here because of the fact that she's an assassin. Lemine, if you can use her early hit of her special to hit the boss early, you'll see in a bit. It helps. You could technically pull him in with Augustine or Agaris. You could debuff him with Thibault. Acapella is down here because you really are using so few ultimates that Acapella just doesn't have a space. So yeah, I just wanted to put her into detail for once, just because I can. Alright, onto the fight. Alright, so this whole thing requires quite a lot of gear sets. So make sure that until Sunday, which is the last day you can put in a score, that you start keeping some more sets. Like for example, we have light armor, light armor, light armor, and light armor. Basically, Van Helsing only has one gear piece. We're kind of running out of armor. And then Harty has medium armor. So you'll also see, this is the basic formation. So you want to kill this guy, and with this buff, you're guaranteed to apply the crit resist down on him. It will be a pretty fast fight, and you'll see like one ult actually. You see one ult. Outside of that, we have Van Helsing. I think you have him down here just so he can hit the guy right there without having to take a step. But we can also try him in the back row here. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. And then here, assassins. Just have them 3 in a row. We have 3 characters that all rush. You see how they all rush on the same guy. And yeah. So depending on how strong your heroes currently are, or how good your gears, or how high skilled they are, you might or might not one-shot him when it begins. Like for example, let's just go into the run, I'll show you. So we go in, you see these hits, and then he pretty much dies quite fast. Doesn't have to happen for you, could happen for you. And then what I like to do is I wait, I hold the ultimate of my Lamia, and I wait for these HP bar to pretty much just disappear. You see how Van Helsing, he can already hit or still hit from there. So we kind of wait for the HP bar to disappear. Okay, let's do that again. So it's a bit of a tight timing, but you also only take a whole lot of 17 seconds to finish this fight. So let's do it once again. We let our guys rush in, you see how they hit, and then they'll be able to pretty much quickly get rid of him. The rest will be done with raw basic attacks from Van Helsing and everybody else. And then again, we're in like that 1 HP bar, so we're kind of waiting for his HP. So we have to predict when he dies. So it should be around here. Then we can activate Lamia ult, and she'll already be ready to fly into these guys before the stun even happens. And then it's just a bit of RNG. Do they all hit fast enough? Do they all attack fast enough? You can see we were able to set a new fastest time. But yeah, realistically speaking, dust off your assassins, dust off your Clive. There's only 2 real buffs that should be considered at all at the moment. And yeah, Geraint, Spectral Geraint, Harty, Nicole, any assassin that can just rush in, deal some more basic damage is going to be perfectly fine. And then we use a Lamia to pretty much finish it off. But you can probably also find another AoE solution. So yeah, this one was definitely on the simpler side again. But as always, we have the biggest growing Silver and Blood community in the Discord, as well as if you want to, you can leave a like, consider subscribing or leaving a comment, but obviously not required. As always, we see each other in the next one. Peace!